As promised, I'm now going to prove to you that atheists really don't believe what they say. Atheists will tell you, I don't believe in God, yet they spend so much time talking about it.
Oh, really? Atheism is unusual in the small town of Hardesty, Oklahoma. Faith is a big part of most people's lives here. Some here are afraid to do what Nicole did.
Most atheists choose to remain in the closet because of fear.
Those who do admit their atheism are often asked, how can you be good without God?
They usually question how we could possibly be moral people.
I think they think we're unhappy people, which is completely not the case for me.
Atheists are nice people, they're good people, they're moral people.
They don't believe in anything.
They believe in life, they believe in science, in art, in poetry, in love, in marriage, in family. They believe in all those things. They just don't believe in supernatural magic. We've all been brought up to think that religion deserves a kind of free ride, free from all criticism.
Dawkins says he's glad Nicole's standing up for her beliefs. School administrators kicked Nicole off the basketball team. They said she was bad for team morale. A year later, Nicole was allowed back on the team. This time, when the prayer started, Nicole stayed outside the circle. The next school day, she was suspended. And this time they said she had threatened to kill a team member.
In 7 states, it is illegal to hold public office if you are an atheist. 7 states in the United States of America, in the 2000s, yes, currently. One newly elected official is having his job threatened because he doesn't believe in God.
And will you faithfully discharge the duties of your office as a council member of the city of Asheville? Is that your solemn affirmation?
It is.
Last week in Asheville, North Carolina, the fact that one new city councilor was sworn in with a solemn affirmation instead of a "so help me God" so enraged his critics that they are now threatening to try to remove him from office because he's an atheist. Article 6 of the North Carolina State Constitution includes a list of things that disqualify a person from public office in the state. Right there in Article 6, Section 8, the following persons shall be disqualified for office. First, any person who shall deny the being of Almighty God. Yeah, it is actually in the North Carolina State Constitution that you're not allowed to hold office if you don't believe in God. And it turns out there are 6 other states that have similar provisions in their constitutions, mandating that office holders have a belief in a supreme being.
Human beings of all kinds marginalize atheists routinely because of their lack of belief. I've had little personal experience of this myself. During a trip to California in 2009, I had a conversation with an older woman on a flight from Amsterdam. She gave me a funny look when I told her I was an atheist. Others have outright told me that I deserve to be shot and hung because I lack a belief in God. And many people have even lost their jobs due to lack of belief, or been expelled from schools due to lack of belief, or have even been driven out of towns. Many studies conducted by survey organizations have found that, according to popular opinion, atheists are the least trusted group in the United States, even below that of actual criminals like murderers, thieves, rapists, and pedophiles. So yes, this is just about as much about rights of atheists as it is about the rights of any marginalized group of people. So VoodooSixx's point still stands.
Atheism teaches that you go right to the dirt and there's nothing else. Well then, if they really believe that, even if they didn't promote atheism, isn't it true that we would go right to the dirt, nothing else?
In other words, based on the belief in invisible beings, undetectable forces, voices in people's heads, and unsubstantiated rumours of an afterlife, just as VoodooSixxx stated. The creationists' conspiracy nonsense about humanism and marrying it with dictatorial regimes is irrelevant to the point that VoodooSixxx was making, and I doubt that VoodooSixxx is any more a communist than I am, which is to say that I'm not either a communist or a Marxist. Thank you very much. Furthermore, that little speech at the end, the one about persecution, that was a joke. This creationist seems to think that over 75% majority population, in his own country, are being persecuted by a minority. Clearly such thinking is insane. It is further insane to think that resisting such imagined persecution is any form of evidence for the God of Christianity. By that same token, the God of the Hindus is also just as real, yet neither VoodooSixxx, Nazra7, or myself would accept that this is the case. And to top it off, no, I don't think, nor do I imagine VoodooSixxx thinks, that Christianity is going anywhere anytime soon. After all, Buddhism and Confucianism are still around. But dogged persistence of religion to survive in an ever-increasing world where more discoveries are made that fail to demonstrate the existence of any god or gods in any way, shape or form does not equate to evidence for any particular belief system. This creationist has failed to pwn anyone, much less the entire atheist community.
Evangelical atheist preaching. The only thing that makes
the creationist needs to look up the word hypocrisy in his copy of the dictionary. I'd hardly consider VoodooSixx's statements to be any more arrogant than, say, believing that an all-powerful, all-knowing, all-loving God created an entire universe just for the benefit of a single primate species on an insignificant planet in an average star system in a nondescript galaxy out of several billion other galaxies, so that said species could give love and devotion to said all-powerful deity forever and without end in exchange for being considered God's chosen people. That is the very definition of arrogance which makes this creationist a massive hypocrite. And the creationist clearly doesn't know when VoodooSixxx is making a joke. We already know that it wasn't Shockoffraud who hit the tarmac, and anyone can see that road surfaces on the two clips are very different. That's not an excuse to accuse VoodooSixxx of dishonesty, especially as he included the very phrase, far from pwning VoodooSixxx. I mean, really, how arrogant of the creationists to make this claim in the first place. All we've seen is a spectacular own goal of epic proportions. Thank you all for your time.